and welcome to this week's video about Cologne. So this week I was having a bad knee day, so we started off our adventure at the bus stop. And look at this beautiful building. I get to see this building every day when I take the bus. So it was just a short trip to the main bus station, which is just across the road from the train station. So this is the bus station here. This is in Fulda. And my first stop was the local bakery, because what is a 2-hour train trip without snacks? So don't mind me fighting with the bags, they were all stuck together. And what I love most about Germany is cheese and bread is seen as a full meal. So this was my lunch for the day. So you can see I was pretty excited about it. And then I walked over to the train station. So even though Fulda is quite a small town, it only has 70,000 residents. Their train station is so much bigger than the train stations I'm used to at home, and their trains are so much nicer and so much faster. So I took an ICE train, or an ICE train, which is the quickest way, and I first took the train from Fulda to Frankfurt. Then I changed trains. I had about a 30-minute wait. And then I took the train from Frankfurt main station to Cologne. So Frankfurt train station is probably the biggest train station I have ever been to. There are 24 tracks. So when you've got just a small gap between trains, it can be a bit scary to try and find the platform that you need to run to. So the train I took to Cologne was actually a train to Amsterdam, and Cologne is one of the main stops. Then on the train I had lunch part 2, which was a cheese pretzel and a Red Bull because need that energy. And here is Cologne train station. So I didn't realise at first, that's the cathedral right there. So the second you come out of the station, it's right in front of you. Here I am just trying to get a better view around all the people. There is the cathedral. So then I left the train station, a little 5-minute walk to my accommodation for the weekend. It was pretty snazzy, as you can see. Unfortunately though, again, I got a room with no view, so I was hoping to get a view of the cathedral, but I got the other side of the street. Then my Australian SIM card kept playing up with my data, so I went on a very quick journey to find a German SIM card. So I had to walk to the Aldi, which took me probably 15-20 minutes, so it wasn't a bad walk. So I successfully found a SIM card at Aldi and this blue liquid, which I think is vodka. It was pretty good. Okay, so my trip to get a SIM card was successful, however it didn't come with a little pokey thing, so I just had to go down to reception and ask for a paper clip. So I'm drinking my weird blue liquid that I think is vodka, and I'm going to try and get my SIM card set up so I have GPS for adventuring tomorrow. And this is breakfast the next morning. So I am a big believer in eating a big breakfast so you can adventure for longer without having to stop and find food. So this is me just leaving the hotel. I'm going to go adventuring today. And here's another church that's just across the road from my hotel. So my first point of call, I decided to go and check out the cathedral before I did too much adventuring. So it was literally like a 4-minute walk, nice and close to my hotel. So for Cologne, for those who don't know, Cologne is located in the west of Germany, and it's one of the oldest cities, and it's the 4th largest city in the country. It was founded by Romans over 2,000 years ago. So there's the train station in front of us there. And then to the right, the cathedral. So here's a better view. This is the front of the cathedral here. So the Cologne Cathedral is one of the most iconic landmarks in the city. But it's also the most famous Gothic cathedral in the world. So inside there is a shrine to the 3 kings, which is also believed to have the remains of the 3 wise men inside. The cathedral itself took over 600 years to be completed. And despite having heavy damage during World War II, it was restored in 1950. So the cathedral construction was started in 1248 and was completed around 1560. So it had all of these really cool stained glass windows the whole way through it. Here's some more facts for you guys as well. So the cathedral is huge. It's about 8,000 square meters of floor space, and it can hold more than 20,000 people. Surprisingly, this only makes this cathedral the third largest church in Germany. The world's third largest church, sorry. So there's multiple organs in the church, and someone was playing for us when we were in there today. Throughout the city you can hear the church bells going off as well. So there are 11 church bells in the upper section of the cathedral and 8 bells in cages on the south spire. The largest bell was installed in 1922 and it weighs 24 tons and it's 3.2 meters wide. So the front of the church, the towers, one is slightly taller than the other. The left-hand side is 157.38 meters tall, and the other one is 7 centimeters taller. The church itself during the war was hit by 14 bombs, but the building didn't fall. Obviously there was some damage to repair, but the damages were finished in 1956. And here is some murals on the ceiling there. And this here is the shrine to the three kings or the three wise men. It is said to hold the bones of the three wise men. They believe pilgrims brought it to the town in the Middle Ages. Here's another window. And then we're back at the entrance. Just look at the detail in all of this. This is all over the church. It's no wonder it took them so long to complete it. Then I took a hop-on, hop-off bus with a very ominous message. Then I got off at the Lindt Chocolate Museum. So this is one of the main sites in Cologne, and I thought, being a chocoholic, I had to check it out. So the museum starts from the absolute beginning. So it teaches you all about the coca plant and how they're grown, where they grow in the world. So here's a world map, and it's interactive and it spins and it shows you where on the planet these plants grow. Luckily for me, the signs were both in English and German, so I actually could read the plaques and know what was going on. And they had a greenhouse with lots of different plants, and they also had a coca plant in there as well, which was really cool. So it was about 11 degrees outside, and inside this room it was a nice 22 degrees. That's the coca plant there. They also had bananas. Then to make sure this greenhouse stays the right temperature, there's two doors. So the first one closes and the next one doesn't open until the first one is closed. Then we came into the factory floor. So this is a working factory. Everything's closed off so nothing can fall in, obviously, but it shows you each step of the chocolate making process. It's definitely giving Charlie and the Chocolate Factory vibes. So there you can see the chocolate pouring into this machine. And then on the other side, it was pouring it into molds. And it's shaking the mold so it's all even. And of course they had a chocolate fountain and they were giving out samples. So who can say no to a free chocolate sample? It was very tasty. Here's the other end. So after it goes through the molds and the shaky process, this is it coming out the other end. And then the individual chocolates are being wrapped by that machine and put into boxes. And this is the view. Then upstairs they actually have truffle making classes, so you can learn how to make all these cute little truffles. And on this side they were making hollow chocolates. So look at these little unicorns, they are so cute. And then to make them hollow they put it on this spinning thing, spinning machine. And it spins it out so it coats each side. Then they had all of these old school molds and things that they've used in the past, which were pretty cool. So in each one of these rooms, there's either workers in there showing you how they create the products, or they offer different classes and things as well. Then this top floor is more about the history of chocolate and how it's made. And then they had some tools that used to be used to make chocolate, and they had all these cool artifacts and things. Then at the end, they give you a handful of chocolate as a little treat. So these are the chocolates that were made up at the top. Then of course, before I left, I had to buy myself some treats, but I also did a little shopping for my friends and family. So they will be receiving some German Lindt chocolate in the post, hopefully very soon. So here's the treats that I bought my family and friends. Then I got back on the sightseeing bus. So all the sightseeing buses have these little headphone jacks and you can select your language. So there's something like 10 or 11 different languages. So it's really cool, and they give you little facts about the area, and each stop they tell you like the significance of the stop. So then off the bus again. And I had a really big day, so I headed back to the hotel for a bit of a rest because I clocked up, I think it was 12 or 13 kilometers that day of walking. So back in the hotel. After my rest, I decided to do a little bit of shopping. So I took a Lime scooter because my legs were very tired and my knee was not having a bar of any more walking. So this shopping plaza is, it was about 2 k's away from where I was staying, but I thought I would check out a local bookshop and see if they had any English books. But this bookshop was absolutely huge. It was 3 stories tall, which is just ridiculous. I mean, in Australia, I've never seen a bookshop more than maybe 2 stories tall, but it was huge. Then I couldn't find a Lime scooter on the way back, so I ended up walking the whole 3 k's home. And then got Macca's for dinner because why not? Got myself some drinks and decided to have an early night. Then the last day, I am a person with a chronic illness, so my body does not always want to cooperate with me. I was having a very bad pain day on the Sunday, so I decided to have a sleep in and check out at about lunchtime because here in Germany, the checkout time is 12 instead of 10 a.m. like in Australia. So I decided I was going to spend the 3 hours just waiting for my train at the train station, get some food and get some coffee and just hang out and maybe read a book for a little while. And it was raining this day, so it was probably good that I didn't adventure too much. Food-wise, the only thing that wasn't busy and actually had places to sit down was KFC, so KFC was my lunch. Then, of course, I had to do Starbucks. So I got myself a bit of carrot cake and I tried a pumpkin spice latte for the first time, guys, and it was amazing. Then one last look at the cathedral, tried to take a selfie, and then waiting for my train. So my train, I was waiting on this platform for half an hour and my train never showed up. So I had to go down and ask the lady where I could get the next train. So I finally got myself on one, but ended up getting home a lot later than I was anticipating, unfortunately. But yeah, I had a lovely weekend. I didn't do as much as I'd hoped I'd do, but I did manage to see the two main things that I wanted to see. And yeah, thanks for coming along.